Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this farmhouse mason jar front door sign. Let's get started. So first thing you need is this Dollar Tree mason jar sign, and I go ahead and take off the lemons on the front. Okay, once that's done, I go ahead and flip the sign over because we're actually going to be working with the back of the sign. And I just took the lemons off because I think I'm going to use it for another project. So I go ahead and just take the sticker off of the back of the sign. Okay, so I had tried to spray paint this and it did not work out the way I wanted it to. So I went ahead and painted it by hand with some chalk paint. So I would suggest starting out by painting it by hand instead of trying to spray paint it like I did. And I really like the chalk paint because it dries really fast. Much better. Okay, then I went ahead and printed out this free printable that I got online, and I just want it for the word there. And I go ahead and cut just around the shape, and I go ahead and cut that part with the heart off because I don't need that part. And you don't have to be super precise on this, you'll see what we use it for. And I'll go ahead and put the link down below where I got the printable from. Then you're going to need to cut out a piece of cardboard, and I just used that Pepsi box there. And then you're going to start to draw the shape of a label. So I just kind of roughly sketch out that shape, and I'm going to go back over and just fine tune it a bit to get the shape that I want. And there it is. I think it looks kind of like a piece of bread. That's why I could describe that shape. And then we're going to go ahead and cut that out, and we're going to be using this as a stencil. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and trace that shape onto your mason jar, and I go ahead and use a Sharpie pen to do the tracing. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and tape around your label shape because we're going to paint that. And this part I kind of just had to fit as best as I could the tape around the edges because they're rounded, so it's a little bit tricky, but I kind of just did this scrunching method where I kind of scrunched the tape up, and it worked out good, and I got the shape pretty well around with the tape. Okay, then I take some block paint and I'm just going to start painting in my label, and I kind of do the edges a little bit carefully because the tape didn't quite cover all of the corners exactly, but you can always go back and touch this up with some of that white chalk paint really easily, so you really don't have to be that careful. I was just kind of trying to see what worked best here, and so I kind of just go in a little bit, just not as precise after that. Okay, so now we're going to let that dry and start working on the next step. Okay, so I grabbed this Greenery from Walmart. It was only 97 cents. I really like grabbing the Greenery from Walmart. They have really great deals and just kind of some different styles than Dollar Tree has. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start placing my Greenery where I want it. And basically I'm just gonna fill in the top part of the lid of the mason jar. And I use hot glue to glue this down. And a reminder to always be careful when you are setting anything down with hot glue to not burn your fingers. I am really bad at being careful, but I have to put that disclaimer out there for those smarter than I am. Okay, so moving on, you're going to use that nautical rope I just showed there from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to use this to fill in the rest of the lid part of the mason jar. So I just go ahead and cut a piece just to fit exactly the width of the mason jar lid, and I just start gluing that down across my greenery, and I want to cover all the bottom stems of that greenery to make it look like it's popping out of the jar, like you just put some greenery in a jar. And also you could use any type of florals, greenery that you want for this. I just really like the look of this. Dollar Tree has some great options that you can use as far as flowers and other things that you could put into your mason jar. And there it is, covered with the rope. So now we're going to move back to our label and go ahead and start to tape it. And as you can see, as I'm looking at the tape, there are some spots where the black kind of leaked a little bit onto the white, but it's okay because we can definitely just go ahead and touch that up with some of the white chalk paint, as you see right there. Nothing too major, and it was pretty easy to touch up. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and grab that hello print, and I'm gonna cover this whole thing in chalk, and I just used some basic sidewalk chalk, and I've seen this method used by some other YouTubers. Most recently, Bargain Bethany did a video, and I think I first saw it used by J Money DIY, and I will go ahead and link their videos. And so you're gonna tape this down on your label, and we're gonna use this to transfer those letters onto our label by using a pen. So we're gonna color the whole thing in pen, you'll see. I guess trace would be a better word than color. So I'm gonna trace the whole thing in pen, and you're gonna put as much pressure as you can because this is gonna transfer the chalk onto your sign, and that's going to be used as a stencil to go ahead and paint this word onto your sign. And now the reveal. So there it is. I think it transferred really nicely. There is some loose chalk on there, but that's going to be easily cleaned off later. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use my little paintbrush, and this is a paintbrush that I got from the Dollar Tree, but I went ahead and trimmed it a little bit to make it easier to use, and it's much more fine than it was before I trimmed it. And I had used this in my last DIY if you saw that video. And so I just go ahead and carefully just paint this word with my paint, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you can easily touch this up with black paint when you're done. So I kind of just go ahead and just do it as carefully as possible, but also try not to worry too much about messing up because it's really easy to clean up afterwards with some black paint. So here it is. I think it turned out really nicely. This is after I cleaned it up with some black paint. And the next step, you are going to use some twine to just kind of do a little wraparound on the handle there. And this part I really just freestyled. I didn't know what I was going to be doing here, and I ended up just coming up with this little crisscross kind of design thing going on, and I just kind of do that all around, not even completely around the handle, just kind of on the side there. And then yeah, just keep going with that, and pretty simple. And then I just go ahead and finish it off with a little bow and cut off the excess twine. And if I didn't mention, this twine is also from the Dollar Tree. Okay, then lastly, I just go ahead and add some twine to the back to use as my hanger. And here is the finished product. I really love how it turned out. I think it's perfect for summer and very farmhouse. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.